When thinking about fire-breathing liberals, not moderates, but unadulterated and highly outspoken lefties, one of the first names you have to think of is Cenk Uyger, the founder of the Young Turks, which was one of the first liberal digital media giants and now has more than 5 million subscribers on YouTube, more than 6 billion views. It bills itself as the largest online news show in the world. So when Cenk speaks against the far left, I listen. And that's what happened recently when a well-known progressive stalwart, Ana Kasparian, a co-host of the Young Turks, tweeted, quote, "I'm a woman. Please don't ever refer to me as a person with a uterus, birthing person, or person who menstruates. How do people not realize how degrading this is? You can support the transgender community without doing this." You get it. Now, to most people who don't live in a Twitter bubble, this would seem so obvious that it's not even worth saying. But those who do live in the Twitter bubble descended, calling her a Karen, a transphobe, a TERF, by the way, is a new term I learned, which is apparently slang for trans exclusionary radical feminist, intended as a slur used by some woke activists. And the controversy has only continued to grow. To her credit, Kasparian didn't back down, tweeting this week, "LOL, the meltdowns over wanting to be referred to as a woman rather than a birthing person is pretty wild. I'll never apologize for that, especially as a biological woman who's had a lifetime of being told I'm less than. I'm a woman, no apologies." And now the big boss, Uyger, has jumped into the fray to defend Kasparian. And it's all descending into the type of thing many on the far right will no doubt delight in, and are already liberals eating liberals, so to speak. But this is about more than that. Uyger, who will join us in a moment, is trying to talk common sense to his fellow liberals, pointing out the extreme fringes are dominating the conversation and trying to silence or marginalize the more moderate majority in this country, in much the same way those on the far right fringes do. Uyger writes, "Left-wing extremists help right-wing so much. 66% of this country is left-wing, according to polling on policy issues. They don't believe in defunding the police or being called Latinx or calling women birthing people or abolishing prisons. Anyone who claims they do is lying." Now, this is a conversation we've been actively having on this show for more than a year now. So joining us now is Cenk Uyger, founder and host of the progressive Young Turks. Cenk, thanks for coming on the program. Really appreciate it. All right, so what is going on here, and why are you getting involved in this?
Yeah. So, Dan, look, we've got a massive problem in the country overall that no one is representing what I call the silent majority, which is about 2/3 of this country that I would argue is indisputably progressive. So I could show you the polling on it, you name it, paid family leave, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, universal health care, minimum wage, you name it. The country is progressive. The problem is the Democratic Party doesn't represent them because they're the corporate establishment and they represent their donors. So, well, obviously the Republicans don't represent them. So that just leaves us progressives out here in the wilderness. Well, the problem with the progressive movement now is folks on social media from time to time completely misrepresented. Now, I want to be clear, what I would call the extreme left don't have bad intent. I think the right wing has bad intent. I think it's arguable whether the corporate wings of both parties have bad intent, but the extreme left is not helping our situation. So when you've got 2/3 of the country on your side, lean into winning issues. And by the way, trans rights is a winning issue. And we've defended trans rights probably longer than any show in American media history. Okay, so now when we say something simple like, we're positive women want to be called women and they don't want to be called birthing people or people with uteruses. And by the way, some like Anna are actually offended by that. You're not being inclusive, you're being exclusive, and you're choosing to fight on losing ground for no reason when we have all the winning ground in the world. So, and Dan, the other problem here is the right wing, when you have someone that agrees with them a little bit, like Chris Rock will take big pot shots at Republican white males, et cetera, but then he'll agree a little bit on cancel culture, and the right wing will say, that's it, Chris Rock's one of us, right? On the left wing, we have the exact opposite situation, where somebody could fight for you for 200 years in a row, The minute they don't agree with the most extreme thing you've ever said, that's it. We're cutting them off. They're right wings, they're fascists, they're transphobes, etc.
Yeah.
We got to win elections so we can protect the LGBTQ community and all of us.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.